have been looking at some really beautiful weather here today. That sun, the warmth, just a perfect combination. Some early spring weather. Things will feel very spring-like heading into our Friday. By the weekend, though, winter returns. Kind of a big 180 between Friday and Saturday. We're even looking at some snow possible Saturday as well. Heading into next week, temperatures looking to trend maybe a little bit more mild and even some rain chances possible. So a bit more of an active pattern, but trade-off there, rain versus snow. So as we look ahead to tomorrow, we'll look forward to more sunshine, some wind on the way with gusts nearing 25 to 30 miles per hour. Temperatures, though, into the 50s. So we'll look at low to mid 50s, potentially west of I-35 towards Blue Earth, St. James, Fairmont, maybe even Algona, Iowa. Looking at upper 50s, possible Algona, maybe even trying to shoot for that 60-degree mark. So beautiful, warm day on the way, but we quickly switch back to winter here this weekend. Isolated snow chances on the way for Saturday as a clipper system passes through, and still some fine-tuning to do with that storm track for Saturday. Sunday, maybe a few lingering flurries, especially south of I-90, mainly into North Iowa. We'll keep an eye on next week, too, where we track that chance for a few different rain chances as a couple systems potentially make their way through. So let's talk about the snow chance here for Saturday. Snow potential of at least 1 inch of snowfall. We're going to run two different model tracks. So let's talk about model 1 right now. This one expanding a little bit further, a little bit different here than earlier runs. We'll take a look at model 2 where we have that second track here in the purple. We want the two to overlap, giving us that better confidence of where we could be looking at accumulating snowfall here this weekend. Right now, models starting to become a little bit more in agreement here this evening from Rochester down towards Albert Lee, back towards Mankato. Even as far west as Marshall could be looking at some snow potential there of at least 1 inch. Usually with these clipper systems, we could see a couple inches of some snowfall possible. So I would say anywhere from 1 to 2, 1 to 3 inches of snowfall is typically what we would see here with a clipper system. So going with that theory here, heading into Saturday, we'll watch that clipper system come through. I think better chance for accumulating snow in the morning hours. But you can see temperature-wise, we're back in the 20s. So take advantage of our 50-degree high temperatures tomorrow before we see winter settling back in this weekend. Spring day here across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. The sunshine was nice. The temperatures were nice. Oh, it just was beautiful to get outside. Hopefully you're able to enjoy that. More of the same on the way tomorrow. Temperatures even warmer than what we had today. Highs here in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa today, climbing into the 40s for many of us. Decorah, Charles City sitting into the 30s today. They still have quite a bit of that snowpack today at this time frame, but they even had some clouds here today, so that kind of hindered temperatures a little bit. Further off to the west, Mankato, upper 40s, St. James, mid 50s. Same for Algona and Spencer, Iowa. Warm off to the west. More of that is in store for us area-wide here heading into the late week. So looking at your first alerts, temperatures and snow chances staying at top of mind as we see those 50s on the way for tomorrow with some sunshine, but we're back to winter weather this weekend. Temps in the 20s and snow on the way for Saturday. So here's a sneak peek into your Friday forecast. Gorgeous weather, highs in the 50s across the board, likely looking at more low to mid 50s. There may be a couple spots that sneak into those upper 50s, but regardless, gorgeous day, little breezy, but we'll see some nice sunshine. It'll be a nice day to get out. Well, it certainly was a beautiful day outside here for our Thursday, and we're gearing up for even warmer conditions as we transition into our Friday. More 50s on the way for those high temperatures. The weekend, though, looking to feature some snow chances on the way for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So let's dive right into those temperatures because they are looking very warm for us here in the area. 50 possible in Rochester and Mankato. We could be looking at some low to mid 50s across the board, potentially west of I-35. We have Blue Earth, St. James, Algona, Fairmont area that could be pushing upper 50s here in the region. Algona maybe even pushing that 60-degree mark. So more sunshine, some windy conditions, though, on the way here for your Friday. Regardless, it will be a beautiful end of the work week because we transition back to winter by Saturday and into this weekend as a whole. So between Saturday and Sunday, some flurries, some light snow is expected. We'll see a clipper system passing through on Saturday. So I think that will be our better chance at some accumulating snowfall here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. And parts of the area as well. So heading into next week, though, we continue with more of an active weather pattern, potentially several days late next week and into the weekend that could be featuring some rain chances for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So we'll talk about the potential of 2 storm tracks on the way as we look at Saturday's system, because models still a little indecisive here, not quite in agreement. We have track number 1 and track number 2. We want to see them overlapping and in agreement. So the first one keeping us a little bit to the south. The second track has it a little bit further north, encompassing more of the viewing area, looking at the potential of at least 1 inch of snowfall. So right now we're looking at, if we overlap the 2 of them, more agreement, more of a narrow band stretching from just south of Mankato through Albert Lee, Austin, Preston area down towards Decorah. And again, this is seeing at least 1 inch of snowfall. So still some fine tuning to do with that storm track and ultimately potential snowfall amounts. But when it comes to a clipper system, we typically can pick up a couple quick inches here for us as those systems pass through. Heading into the weekend, though, you'll see very winter-like conditions, especially temperature-wise, highs into those low to mid-20s between Saturday and Sunday. 7-day forecast here in the Mankato area. Enjoy those 50s tomorrow because it does get chilly this weekend. Here on our Thursday, tracking more spring-like conditions ahead for Friday. However, temperatures continue to be a talking point heading into this weekend, along with some snow chances returning as well. We'll see some breezy weather on the way for tomorrow with highs into the 50s, some sun as well. Perfect day to get outside and take advantage of the nice weather and get out, because we'll be maybe a little bit more cooped up inside heading into this weekend as winter weather returns, not only temperature-wise, but snow chances returning, especially on Saturday. Tomorrow, look at these temps. We'll see highs into those low to mid-50s, maybe even some upper 50s towards Blue Earth, Fairmont, St. James here tomorrow. Mankato, Rochester area could be nearing that 50-degree mark, and maybe some mid-50s towards Mason City area. Wind speeds, though, for Friday on the stronger side, especially heading into the lunch hour. We'll potentially be looking at some wind gusts upwards of 25 to maybe even 30 miles per hour on the high side. So breezy for tomorrow, but we will be looking at that snow returning to the forecast area heading into Saturday. Certainly more winter weather